Is officially here, y'all. We've been having some hot days. I don't care where you at. We've been having some questionable weather, and we've been having some questionable times that we are living in. And it's a shame when you get to a reunion, you're preparing the food, you have the mindset of wanting to put old things behind and live in today's time. Whatever took place 10, 15, 20 years ago, unfortunately, some people can still not let go. When there is an answer to all of this to bring reconciliation, to bring a form of calmness, change, understanding, unforgiveness, to move on. When there is an elder in the building at the reunion and it's still disrespect going on, when the microphone is being taken away, when the elder wants to pray, when the elder wants to pass down to how to break these chains, how do we move on as a family? And then you still have these ones that are still tangled up in disastrous drama. It's just a shame. So prepare yourself, whether you want to go to the family reunion, whether you want to make the potato salad, the mac and cheese, whether you want to be on the pit, whether you want to bring, like somebody might be offended if somebody wants to bring a broccoli salad. Somebody might be offended. Let's say it's an interracial couple. Somebody might be offended if the couple wants to bring watermelon. That happened to a family reunion of mine, but I went along with it. Look, I like watermelon. It is what it is. But the thing is, this stuff didn't just start the day that you got there and agreed to go to the family reunion to pay your 20, 30, 40, $50 and to buy a t-shirt to represent that family. Things honestly were going on generations before you. But maybe you wanted to be the change to try to bring peace, reconciliation. But there's always spirits in the family that wants to keep drama going. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's such a thing as people trying to get off into that soft life and change up things and trying to project their soft ways. But I'm telling you, sometimes coming into your family, you can't have no soft ways because they don't get it. You got to go into that family that you've been ordained to be in and still have your say, and you can do it in decency and in order. Every family is not going to get along, but ain't nobody supposed to be choking each other out. Ain't nobody supposed to be totally disrespectful. Then we have to take our elders into consideration. If you have elders, if we're still blessed to have elders and they're able to tell their story or what they want to share, because we wasn't there 80 years ago. They're here. We wasn't here 90 years ago, 100 years ago, so to speak. Let them have their say. If it takes them, I don't know, if it takes them 20 minutes to get their story out, let them take their 20 minutes. What is 10 extra minutes gonna hurt you for? Because them be the main ones that want to be at the service, the funeral, crying out. Oh, they were such a good great auntie. Oh, they were such a good great uncle. When does the disrespect ever stop? And then that is sad because it's studied being passed down like it's okay. I tell my mother to this day, who is an elder, even when she's not getting it right and she's telling me a thing or two and it don't always agree with me, guess what? She gonna have her say because I'm going to get something out of it. And thankfully, it is a give and take. She can hear where I'm coming from, I can hear where she's coming from. But ultimately, I'm going to let her have her say because I don't know what's going on in her mind at that age. I haven't reached that age. And it's not that my mother has been in and out the hospital numerous times. It's not like her mind's been clouded with different medications through the years. You know, my mom, she has lived a holy life for the most part of her life. Now, yeah, she's had some issues going on. She's, able to tell her story and how she made it over. She got her own testimonies. But what I'm saying is sometimes you just got to let the elders speak. Sometimes I don't remember what they done said. But my mother, she took time out, to work out throughout her life. I probably need to be doing that myself. Maybe that might help my memory. But it's like we want the elders at the family reunions, but why we got to disrespect them? Why we got to be taking the microphone away when they 2 minutes in? Why we got to take the microphone away when they 10 minutes in? So what if the elder is preaching salvation? So what? What if the elder is preaching there is repentance at the cross? I would rather hear that than hearing down the street there, we can go to the juke joint afterwards and shake our tail feathers while the world is study progressing. And then sometimes we wonder why our elders failed us. We have to take accountability. Those who are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, we have to take accountability to have an ear to hear, to have something to pass down. We don't have everything right. It is okay to get both sides. And even if you don't agree with everything that that elder is saying, you can disagree and with still peace and harmony. Not everything is warrant an opinion. And I'm going to tell you, not all the time you have to give an opinion. Sometimes it's okay to stay silent. I don't hop on YouTube every 5 seconds to give you an opinion about what's going on in these celebrities' lives. Because guess what? We are everyday people just as they are. And we have our own thing going on in our own lives. So as you prepare to get ready to go to church, as you prepare to get ready to go to work tomorrow, to decide whether or not if you're still going to stay on this job, as you prepare to, get ready for your reunion, as you already did your reunion, if you done had a blowout or falling out with your niece, your nephew, some years ago with your sister, everybody has to take accountability. It's so sad. It's like we live in a time where we want these elders to bow down and say, I'm sorry. And once you get the I'm sorry, people, what does that solve? What happened to the days of wanting to have long life on this world? Do we respect life? Do we respect how we are granted long life on this planet to be able to move through life, to raise our children if we have children? There's something that's still passed down to other people's children. Rather to be able to help be a part of our nieces, our nephews' lives, to be a part of our grandparents' lives if they're still here. That is a promise that is made in the Bible. You got to leave elders alone. You have to. Now, that is one of the most powerful comments that I have taken heed to listen to. I thank you for that comment because it came so deep in my spirit at this family reunion. I chose not to attend for various reasons. I have some things that I need to do, and I was planning on going to that location to take care of some things to help my family out with that came up that we need to take care of. And I don't have money to just, 1 minute be at the reunion and then fly out again 2 weeks later. I don't have the money like that. I didn't plan for it to go like that. So, we have to be very careful and mindful too how we do spend our money. We have to be ready to be able to even speak up for our elders, because it's like, you ever heard of that saying, anybody? Once a man, twice a child. Sometimes our elders become unsure of themselves. So while that person is living in their 40s, 50s, 40s, I'm going to say 40s and 50s, young 50s, they think they living a life. They think they know. They think they driving a car they want to drive. They got the family that they want. And that's great to be blessed financially. That's great to be blessed materialistic wise. But if you are blessed to be able to keep on TikToking in a life where you do reach your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your golden years, it's a time to reflect. But nobody wants to reflect about the mistakes, accountability, or go back to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't have said it like that. Maybe I could have said it like this instead. I am in a situation where here lately, and sometimes I don't even like revelations, y'all. Sometimes I feel like, why did that have to be shown to me? I'm dealing with a situation right now of an elder, I wasn't there, being disrespected because of how that individual felt like the communication went. Let me tell y'all something. Sometimes it's just better to say, okay, I accept that. Even if you didn't agree with the elder's opinion, sometimes I feel like elders aren't even aware of what they're saying or doing. Why do you think it's so many scams that elders get targeted for? Because they're not thinking like they once used to. Sometimes they wind up agreeing and saying things that they once wouldn't have agreed to 40 years ago. Sometimes it's baby stages, childlike stages. If anything, I'm saying it's family reunion time. If you're going to go to the reunion, even if you don't have a love for everybody, so to speak, like we have love for our family, but it's a type of love that we have to guard ourselves and be in control and be ready and to do it in love, because sometimes people do need correction. I would just say, if your elder is going to a reunion or being involved in something around other family members, be there. Because just because that elder is the auntie of somebody, just because that elder is the uncle of somebody, they still need support to be backed up to tell that cousin, hold on, this is our treasure. We don't get this back. This is our treasure. This is our gem in this family. We're not there yet. And the youngins, as so to speak, the teenagers, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, they're watching. And if they think it's okay to disrespect the ones who came along and made a way and how they did do it, so be it. Every sister, brother is not going to get along. But then when you have children, don't let your children think it's okay to disrespect their auntie, their uncle. It's even disrespect if they don't want to even call them uncle, auntie. But you know what? Not every child can be corrected. Some children's mind get so twisted, get so thrown off. And that's another thing. You got to be careful who you have children with. And that's something to be passed down. You can't take back now that your kid is 40, 50 years old, who you done had a child with. All you can do is continue to pray for them that one day that their eyes will be open. But as parents too, as adults, we have to keep speaking, because you know what? Get too comfortable being too silent and not having a say. You could be the very one that needs that advocacy, that voice. People will turn on you in a minute. I don't care who it is. Always have a say. And if something is not going right, tell somebody that you can trust. Children go through some forms of abuse sometimes. Elders go through it. People who are not yet reached elders, you got to be able to tell somebody that you know that you can get help from. There's no reason for anybody to live, unhappy if they don't have to be. Some people that had kids, they didn't even need to be parents because they still so busy trying to chase these men who ain't doing them no good. Some people that's trying, that are parents as well, they so busy still trying to chase to be in the in crowd, still trying to get it at 50, 60 years old. It's quite sad. Some people that got kids, they're so busy just being stingy. They not trying to spread love to look out for their parents, their brothers, their sisters, anything that they can get. Don't be like them. I'm telling you, life is not supposed to be about the cutoff. Life is supposed to be about being a giver. I ain't saying to go out here and be used, but you got to be careful and let God use you. Let God lead you. God doesn't want us to be taken advantage of. And if you are a believer, if you are a disciple of the word, every chance you get, you talk about God's goodness, God's loving ways. Don't ever let nobody shut you down, because God done brought way too many of us too far to let go of his unchanging hand. People will change up on you. God, he's the same that he was yesterday and forevermore. And it's like when people want a word, people be out here blocking people's blessings to not even get the word. Don't ever change up. Let it always be amen, so be it. It is written. So be of a good courage, everyone.